The other pieces that the activity tracker tends to be used for would be duty roster records, which is our time and attendance. So here's an example of what that could look like. If you have everyone, I'm assuming you guys have on-duty crews going group by group. So you can start this roster set up. You're just going to pick the group. So in this case, group 1. The system's going to look at the employee records and see everyone assigned to group 1, and it's going to place them in the duty roster. And then at the time, you can switch people out. So if you see that there's a change, somebody's taking the day off, you can make changes as you need to it. And then you can also assign to their particular apparatus. Here in the roster, you can also do assignments in the emergency response if you want to do it incident by incident, what they wrote on. Our duty roster records, they're not created ahead of time. So this would actually be created on a daily basis. And they would pick the group, and the group automatically fills in based on those reports. So this would be a daily thing that whoever is responsible for making sure that those are updated would create the roster for that day. Some of our duty crews actually will have the shift officer for the previous day before they leave creates the roster for the next day. You can create them out in the future as far as you want, but they're static. They don't update themselves. So we could create one for tomorrow just so that it's set up for that officer. And then we're just going to say the group that's supposed to be working tomorrow, and we click continue. The system grabs everyone that's in that group, sets it up, and then we close the roster and it's done. And then that shift officer can go through and make changes as people are taking time off or, whatever it is. Then they can say, well, actually, Hero's not working that day. He's already told us that he's taking vacation time, and Joe Hansen said he's going to take his place. So this is going to be covering vacation time. And all these drop downs, you decide what these are. So if it's not terms you're used to or that you use, it's okay because you're going to decide what those are. And then we just click continue. It sets Hero out. It's going to add Johansson in, and your roster is up to date. And you can do the assignments on there as well. All right. So the only difference really in that is that we don't do an automatic roster. It's not automatically set up for you when you come into StationSMARTS. But you can see there, it takes about 3 clicks, and, less than a minute, and it does create that roster for you as you're doing that. And then you just make the changes. So it's not a lot of work to do that. And that's what all of our departments do for their time and attendance.